Okay, we are going to try this again. Kind of part 3, I guess. This is going to be a 2-in-1 video. Not only do I want to test out the flight of this, because remember, it went in the dryer, and this one did not, but I also want to do a disc review on the Innova Corvette. If you saw part 2, you saw what happened. Didn't even get through the video. The wind came through, blew the camera over, broke the tripod. Not once, but twice. 54 degrees today. The snow is melted. Sun is out, and it's a 5 to possibly 10 mile an hour wind, variable conditions. And there's really no wind like last time. So let's get into this. Let's finish this video once and for all. Last time we were here, watch part 2, I had a severe headwind coming this way. Today, it's a tailwind, so it's blowing like that. And it's coming and going. And the Corvette flight ratings, or flight numbers, if they're correct, 14, speed of 14, glide of 6, turn of a -1, and a fade of 2. Into a headwind, these things were just going out and going that way drastically. And I know it was because of the wind. I've thrown this twice, well, couple throws, 2 different courses we played. Recent one was at Fort Washington, a muddy mess. I threw this thing and it just went right and stayed going right and stayed going right, and then finally it came and faded back. And there was no headwind. Holy crap, did that turn over?
Well, no kidding, it does.
Jesus Christ. It's coming back.
I see it.
Jeez.
Well, it's supposed to. It's a -5.
No, it ain't. It's a -1. Did the dryer work? Let's see. So as a reminder, part 1 and part 2 was breaking in a disc. Does this work? This went in the dryer for about 8 minutes. This one did not. I'm gonna throw them right now, a couple easy throws, and then I'll put more juice behind it. Let's see what they do. All right, first one up, the one that went in the dryer. And I have a feeling this vest is coming off very shortly. Feels so good out here. All right, the one that didn't go into the dryer. Let's put more on it. Start with the one that went in the dryer always, then we'll go with the orange. There you go. Jeez. Hopefully you can see that. Yellow disc is usually pretty bright. That went out, you saw it moving, and it faded back. Let's see if we can do this one. This one did not go in the dryer. That might have been my throw, my release. Maybe it was a disc, but you can see it didn't quite turn as much as that yellow one did. Check it out, everyone. I got Rick with me again.
Hey guys.
He is an Innova exclusive player.
Right now, yeah.
So I figured why not get him throwing some Corvettes. And fastest disc he's got is the Destroyer.
Destroyer, yeah. G-Star.
So as I was telling him, this one went into the dryer, this one did not. We're gonna see if it affects the flight at all. So I did a couple throws. Why don't you go ahead and give my rip. And we do have a tailwind pretty much, so it's
so it's going to make it more stable.
Yeah. Mike, it's coming and going though. Okay. Wow, you are clear to take off.
Flatter for a little bit longer, a little more Annie maybe.
You see that wind lifting it up a little bit.
Yeah.
That wind's changing directions now. It's blowing this way.
That one, I changed the direction on that one. I didn't really anhyzer that one as much. Tried to Annie it, but I didn't get to the Annie.
So what are you thinking so far?
I think that I need more arm speed and a little more snap, a little more time with this one, but I don't know that I'd ever be able to master the 14 speed.
Yeah, it's not for everybody, that's for sure.
Yeah. But I like the way it feels and stuff right now. I'm still, I get pretty determined as to whether I can throw these or not, and trying to find a way to throw them.
Right,
so,
make them work.
Yeah, try and make them work.
So I threw this in the dryer to see if it would kind of stable it up and make it a little bit more understable to get that full flight out of it rather than going out and wanting to dive left.
Oh, sorry. Instead of throwing it into the ground repeatedly.
Or throwing into a tree.
Into the trees over and over again.
See, a lot of people like to throw them into a tree and you're chewing the sides up. You don't, you gotta get the underside worked as well. So
yeah, bending it like that. I saw Macbeth maybe take a newish frisbee. He just bends them babies.
That's what I was doing with this one.
Yeah, trying to break them down a little bit, I guess.
Let me see if I can hyzer flip this.
Yes.
So last time, before the wind destroyed the video, I had this go out, hyzer flip real nice, and then all of a sudden it just took off to the right. Because I was going to a crazy headwind.
Yeah.
So my conclusion was it was the wind that day.
Okay.
Now, I just played it for Washington. I threw this, I want to say 360 around that marker. No headwind. This thing went out and just started turning right, and it never stopped. It just kept going. It kept going, and then finally at the end, it just went like that and faded back. No headwind. This thing was turning right hard.
Yeah. Well, here you got a little bit of tailwind. Let's see if it'll hold the hyzer flip.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have tailwind, so it's definitely going to play a part here. All right. The one that went into the dryer.
There, that did flip up a little bit.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I wanted to try to push it right.
Yeah, put a little less hyzer on it maybe.
Yeah.
With the tailwind.
Definitely.
Nice. Oh, that went to flat.
So looking at those two discs, maybe we'll do it on a flat release.
Okay.
I don't think the hyzer is, that one turned up a little bit more. The orange one that never went in the dryer actually flipped up a little bit, unless I put more on it, of course.
True.
So let's do some flat throws. Because the whole thing is, does putting a disc in a dryer really work? So we're gonna go get them and try it again. Flat releases this time, and some anhyzers and see what happens.
Did you use Downy softener?
Okay, what we're gonna do now, see, we're flat throws at that backstop to see if we can, if this is more understable than that one, because this one went into the dryer.
All right. Short throws first, long throws second.
Oh, early release there.
No, yeah. I'll get this one in the air a little bit more. Definitely hyzered up. Yep, must be lifting up on my arm.
With that wind coming in too.
Yeah. I was trying to concentrate on getting my wrist down.
Oh, gotcha. Do a flat release here.
All right.
Our tailwind is definitely picking up now. But, like they said, it's variable, so we'll see what happens. I might stop.
Yeah.
All right, flat release at the baseball diamond. We want to see now, our arms are warmed up. This will go out and act like that one, or if this will do something different, because this went in the dryer.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right, time for the one that did not go in the dryer. So that one there, that yellow one actually turned over a little bit.
It did.
With a tailwind.
That stayed flat. Got it up a bit, but you got it flat.
That never turned over like the yellow one.
No, that might be the. You want to kick that? That might be the difference from the dryer.
Yeah, that's
Because
what
I did. I
think.
definitely saw a difference in those two.
All right, we're gonna. So that yellow one there that Rick is holding, when I threw it, went out. It actually turned over and then faded. This one I put a little bit higher, but it really didn't turn.
It
just
held flat.
held flat and then faded left.
Yeah.
So did the dryer trick work?
It's looking like it did.
Yeah,
because it wasn't
like
a major
did.
difference, but it definitely, you could see this one definitely turned over versus this one. Yeah.
So now what we're gonna do is just a slight anhyzer release, see what happens with that. Rick is gonna go ahead and throw.
All right.
Start with the one that went in the dryer first. That's carrying for you now. There you go.
All right, nose up.
Thank you. All right, anhyzer release point. So we push this thing over to the right. And I got a tailwind again.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
That wind's pushing it down.
Yeah, and it held Annie the whole way.
Yeah, it did.
So it touched ground.
That was a little early release, but it worked.
Yeah. A little bit of nose up, maybe.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna try something. Rick's got two Wraiths. Well, yeah, you got two Wraiths here.
Yeah.
And these are 14 speeds. They're hard to get up to, get these. Those are 14 speeds. It can be hard for some people to get that arm up the speed to get that disc to do what it's supposed to do. So what we're gonna do is have Rick throw his farthest distance drivers. He's got two Wraiths, one's a DX, one's a Star, and see how far he can get these things to go, being 11 speeds compared to the 14 speed. All right?
Yep.
So if I can basically throw a 9 speed, I could basically throw a 9 speed farther than a 14 speed if I can hit the arm speed needed to get that 9 speed to work its full flight. If I don't have the arm speed for 14, I'm gonna go out, it's just gonna drop. I'm not gonna get that full flight out of it. So we're gonna try that now with these 11 speed Wraiths.
All right.
Go ahead, rip them.
Theoretically, with my DX, I have to put it on a little bit of hyzer, or it is going to turn over on me because it's beat in enough now that's so understable. So I'm going to try a little bit of hyzer and hope it flips up and turns over.
It's DX and it's also very light, right?
And it's very light. This is a 158.
Okay.
And the other is a Star, and it's a 145 or so, I believe.
Yeah, I just yanked this thing and it went, well, I didn't yank it, but I launched it. This thing went out there.
So we'll see what happens.
Maybe I can talk Rick into selling me this.
As long as I never have to play against you. Okay, let's try and get this to the field.
All right, now for the Star.
Star.
I like that one. That disc has got some nice glide. Oh, look at that, right across the ground.
Low release. Didn't feel quite right, but
But they're going straighter and longer for you than the Corvettes were.
yes.
All right, so Rick's gonna now throw the orange Corvette, the one that didn't go into the dryer. Then he's gonna throw the orange Wraith, and then the one that went in the dryer, yellow Corvette, and then the DX Wraith.
Okay, here we go.
Now this is just to show that his arm speed might match the 11 speed disc a lot better than a 14, which will gain him more distance.
Let's see it.
There's the Corvette. And here's his here goes his Wraith, Star Wraith.
Star Wraith.
Then we have the yellow Corvette, which went into the dryer.
Into the dryer.
Call that
Downy fresh. Nose up a little.
now the DX Wraith.
This should go the farthest, we hope. A little bit of hyzer release this time.
Yeah, I think that's gone. Okay, here we go. Man, you're pretty consistent. Look at this. So there's the Gold Line Explorer we just kind of threw in there for some fun. So there's the Corvette that went in the dryer. There's the Corvette that did not go into the dryer.
More overstable.
There's the Wraith is right there. And as he stated, the one that went the farthest was the DX Wraith, the pink one. So yeah, you can definitely, your arm speed matches the 11 a lot better than it would a 14.
The 14, yes. Yeah, I've been throwing race for a long time for my max distances, and I perhaps don't even have the arm speed for them, but I throw these farther than my destroyer because of my arm speed.
Right.
Matches my disc better here. Yes, yeah. Love the disc golf.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, last set of throws here. We don't want to bore you. I'm going to do what Rick just did. I'm going to throw this 12-speed dynamic discs trespass. Then I'm going to throw this Corvette. Then I'm going to throw Rick's Wraith, which I just blasted way out there. I'm going to have to talk him in and let me have this disc. And then, of course, the Corvette that went into the dryer. So that will be the order. Up first, the trespass. Hopefully it doesn't do what it did at Stafford Woods, where it went out and just started turning, I guess, and never even came back. We do have tailwinds, so that should help. Well, that was at the ground.
Yeah, real flat, a lot of spin. It still got out there pretty good, despite the elevation.
I think I can get it with this. I hate throwing when you have a bad throw like that, but hey, we're all human.
Nice, that got power.
Okay.
I think that's your best throw today with that green one. That green one was through the dryer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had mentioned that the red one or the orange one was, but
yeah, it was one that didn't.
Yeah.
So that's downy out there.
That got out there pretty good.
Okay, now for Rick's Star Wraith. What? Last time I threw this, I threw it flat, right?
I wasn't watching.
I think I did throw it flat because you're saying this will actually flex.
It will for you.
And the other one,
yeah,
I had to put it on a hyzer.
Yeah, that one you can throw flat and it'll still turn and flex for you a little bit because you have better speed than I.
I put that up a little high, but
yeah, got up a little bit on you.
All right, last one, the Corvette, which did not go in the dryer.
It's got that turned over. Had a little bit of flutter in it, but it still made it out there nice.
I think this tailwind is now starting to kick up, is pushing it down a little bit. I'm gonna throw this Essence out there. This is an 8-speed, if you don't know. 173 grams weight. And I have to put a little hyzer on this.
The distance, hang time up a little bit, but it got out there.
Love that disc.
Yeah.
All right, let's see where they landed. All right, so kind of a pretty much early release. Here's the trespass.
That was low and flat.
Yep.
Skipped pretty good.
And then one out there, I believe, is the Corvette.
Yes, I believe the one in the dryer is the farthest.
So here we have the Essence 8-speed. And over here we have the 11-speed Wraith, and the one that did not go in the dryer, the 14-speed Corvette, pretty much side to side. Corvette nosed it out. That was a race. And then the farthest one here. Whether it was my throw or what, but it's the Corvette that went into the dryer. It's the one that did it. All right, final thoughts here. Most definitely the one that went in the dryer seems to work more of a full flex line. And you can see distance-wise, whether it's, I I threw it harder, who knows, but this one got out there and had a nice flight.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, would you say that the whole dryer method worked?
I think it enhanced it a little bit. Yes. And, you know, not being the scientist or anything, but I did witness that this would hold flat and this would turn over easier. Maybe subtly, but definitely easier than this one did. There was a definite difference. They're both brand new.
Yeah, pretty much.
Same plastic, same weights, and there did seem to be a difference by putting it in the dryer.
So,
Yeah.
besides the dryer, now I know they're 14 speeds, but the disc itself, the plastic, which is Star plastic, but like, what do you think about the disc itself?
It feels good to me. I struggle because of my arm speed and my ego, might say, you know, trying to get more on these things than I can. But I do like the disc. You know, I won't have it in my bag, but I don't have anything against it at all. I mean, I think that if I had the speed of my youth, I could I could monster this out there. Yeah. So it's a nice disc, and I'm curious about the dryer thing. And on the dryer thing, do you think if you put that back in a second time, or a third, like you'd have to sacrifice the disc because it may just go to trash?
Yeah, it might.
You know, but it might be an experiment to try to see if a second exposure does any more to it. You know, and it's easier than beating it against a tree because you're not damaging your edges.
Yeah, it's a lot cleaner too.
Yeah.
Me personally, I actually am bagging this disc. Just got to be careful with this into a headwind. If you watch part 2 of this, it goes out and just turns and turns and turns. And so I do like this disc. I love the way it feels. I like the plastic, of course, the Star plastic, but just the way that this wing comes down, or the side comes down. You have that wing on there. It fits in my hand nicely, and you can really crank on this thing. So Corvette, if you can throw 14, definitely get one. And if you want to beat it in quickly and cleanly, put it in a dryer for like, I would do 8, maybe 10 minutes at the most.
With blankets?
With blankets, so it doesn't damage the inside of your dryer. That's one thing I did notice. It's very, very loud. And when you get it out, just flex it down like this and set it on a flat surface and let it cool down. And it should do it for you. I wouldn't go above me. I put this in with my clothes at medium heat. It was like, I don't know, like 8 to 10 minutes. I wouldn't go more than 8 to 10 on medium heat. I wouldn't even do 10. I mean, you can, nothing's gonna happen. I mean,
it's not gonna melt in your dryer, maybe.
But I would, they say to do it on a low heat. I did it on medium.
Now you should try this one in the dryer and see if you can make it match that one.
Well, my thought was,
have an overstable.
Have an overstable, or one that's overstable-ish, because you know, in a headwind.
Yeah.
And then have one that goes out and
there you go.
Acts all crazy on you sometimes.
There you go. Good logic there, I guess. Yeah.
All right. So for Aaron Jamison, Mr. Rick here, Chain Raider Disc Golf. We are out of here. Hope everyone's staying strong, staying safe. Most of all, God bless all of you out there. Take care. Until next video.
See you next time.
Start them up.